watching SKST Radio.
Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio. You're on with Real Talk with Cammie Grayson and the Dream Team. Today is a Dream Team Day, and we are so happy to be here today. And we have a special guest that's joining us today, Mr. Rel Borwell. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Peace to God. Peace.
Well, thank you for being on the show, hanging out with us today. And we have my co-hoster, Miss Aisha. Hey, girlie.
Hey.
And then we have Gisela. Hey, girlie.
Good morning.
All right. So we're going to make this happen today. Day is free for all day. Throw it in, what you got, and make it happen today. So I'm going to kick the show off by saying we're blessed to be here another week. And I want to thank my co-host for being on the show and our special guest. This last week was amazing. It was amazing. We introduced our new PA, and then by the end of the week, our PA was like, bye-bye.
I worked to the death.
So if anybody knows a PA that wants to work part-time here at SKST Radio Network, we need them like quick, because Kurt is getting ready to open up our podcast central. Well, his podcast central, about to open up his podcast central, and that PA will be working for podcast central as well as SKST Radio. So if you know anybody, get the filters out there, send them our way. We got a website, www.skstradio.com. You can go there and apply, and it's all good. It's all good. So that means we're growing. You know, we just got to keep the flow going, So we're all good. And we love her. And whenever she wants to come back and volunteer, hey, she's more than welcome, because that's what we're all about, right? Okay, so I haven't talked to you guys in a while. First of all, Mr. Rel, tell us who you are and what you got going on in your world.
Well, right now, this is Rel, living in North Carolina at the moment. We'll be in Texas in about a year. Nothing much going on, just preparing everything, creating some goals for myself. So when the time comes, I'll be all ready. Good stuff like that. Trying to open up a podcast soon. Not this moment, but in the workings, working on it.
Okay. So what's your topics going to be? What's your podcast going to be all about?
So right now it's going to be just a variety of things. A lot of current events. I like to talk about current events. I know what's going on in the world, but in a different perspective. I don't want to change your mind, but I just want to give you something to think about. So I talk in a logical sense and about Black culture. It's going to be a variety of different things.
Okay. So, so are you going to? Is it going to be like a weekly podcast, or how are you going to set that up?
Once I get started, it's going to be on YouTube first, and I'm going to try to do it weekly. It's going to be a little weekly. It'll be a lot short sets, like 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes so far until I start doing live and things like that. It's a process. I'm straight in the beginning of it. I had my channel a long time ago, but it was a totally different format, and I didn't touch it for about 5 years. But now I'm gonna bring it back. Okay,
gotcha. So what inspired you to bring it back?
What I see in the world today. I'm looking at a lot of things, and this world is a divide. This world is a big divide, and it makes me want to try to bring people back together in a logical sense. Instead of believing everything because of other people, let's think logic into it. Let's think facts, statistics, and everything like that to actually bring a full truth into what you're looking at today in the world.
Okay, so are you speaking racial or just people in general?
It could be both. I can do it whole people, then it could be an ethnicity situation. So it's both. I don't want to do a straight cookie cutter approach. It's just one topic. I want to bring a worldwide audience to my platform.
Okay, gotcha. So in kicking off and launching your show, what are you going to do? Are you going to be incorporating different people, or is it just going to be you, like one-on-one, just making it happen? You with yourself, just making it happen.
Right now, it's going to be just me for now, and then I would love to bring people in to do like live and podcasts like that. But right now, probably because of my resources not that big yet, it's probably going to be me right now. But once it grows, then I definitely would love to have people over.
Okay, so how are you going to start your following?
Well, that's a good question, because I don't see that's the thing I gotta learn, because I don't do a lot of social media. Only thing I have is Facebook and Instagram. To be honest, I don't like social media like that, but I know, you know what I'm saying, you have to have it to gather your followers. I just started my IG page probably about 3 weeks ago. And
Okay.
my Facebook, that's mainly family and stuff, but yeah, Facebook. So I know I got to grow my platform. So my IG and my Facebook, that's probably gonna be the main ones right now. The other ones I don't have.
Okay. Girls, do y'all have any tips for Rail?
I do. I would just say fully commit, even if, it's something that you seem like you're going up a hill. That was actually the message that I have for you today. On this platform, I do group readings, but the Spirit was also letting me know that I had a message for you too, in terms of what it is that you want to do. Um, there's going to be obstacles, but the time is now. You've been called to do that, to speak out. So just press forward and don't give up, even when it looks like you're not going to overcome. Just keep going.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
agree. I agree. What about you, Gisela? Have anything to give them?
Well, I'm still new to this field myself, so the main thing I say is, just as Aisha was saying, just kind of move forward, just kind of reflect your personality, be real to who you are, and express that on the air if you can.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I totally
Absolutely.
agree. And my only thing would be consistent. Whatever your platform is, don't be all over everywhere. Uh, you know, pretty much do even though this is your social media type thing that you're growing, but you do also want to do a business type plan for this, so you know where you're going to start, the middle and the end, where you want to end up. So I would say, stay focused on that, and just kind of have your ideal of what you want to go do and how you want to get there type thing. So just jot out your business plan, and then at that point you already have your business plan, you already know your target, and then when you start getting sponsor dollars in for your show, you already have things to show them. So build your content and make it where it's tangible for the people that you're trying to reach.
Makes sense. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited that you are out here trying to make it happen for the community, and giving out the positive words, and making awareness is what I'm hearing that's going to be happening when you get up and out. So I'm excited about that. Let us know if we can help you in any kind of way here at SKST, because we're all family here. We that's what we do. We help small businesses. We help like-minded podcast people to kind of help get them where they need to be, or we might reach out for them to help us, because that's what it's all about, helping one another. So,
Yes,
yay.
exactly.
All right. So who's next?
Go ahead, Aisha.
Got to be
Aisha.
next.
What you
No.
got for us, girl?
Talk all day. Y'all want to hear me? No. But honestly, what I have going on, same thing. As I mentioned in the last show, I started my business in April. So right now, you touched on a key point about being consistent. So I have made it a point to make sure that I post every day, and that I'm building up all of my platforms. So right now I'm focusing on Instagram and getting that up and running and connecting and building that out, and trying to just balance everything that I do with that, so that I'm connecting to more people. So that is one of the things that I want to do, pushing, moving forward, is not only do that, but just connect with people in terms of lives and stuff. So that's going to be my next thing after I get my IG page built up. I'm going to start doing the lives, and, I might consider that show, Cammy. I know you've been pushing me to do that.
That's right.
So that's what's next in the cards for me. My tarot cards are ready. So just got to do a few final things with that. So I can get them printed and get ready for production with that. So
Nice.
Aside from that, just working my business and living life. I got my girls, and we happy, healthy. Life is good up here.
Nice. Nice. All right, Miss Gisela, what you got? What's been going on?
Just trying to get involved again. I know, outside is open, so hopefully it continues to be open. But right now it is. So just getting back involved in the community, trying to participate wherever I can. A lot
Well,
of
give us
different
some
events.
community news. I know you went to a big event not too long ago. How did that turn out?
Well, today is actually the Latin Music Festival. It's today at 4 o'clock at town. Well,
Okay.
5 o'clock at Town Point Park. So getting ready for that this morning. We have a big group that's coming out to volunteer. So it'll be fun. I mean, it's something that you just kind of go in and enjoy each other's company and the culture. They're gonna have plenty of food and music and all that kind of stuff all day. So yeah, we'll be out there at the bar tent if anybody comes out.
Well, what was that event when you guys did the tug of war? That looked like fun.
Oh, that was actually the community day. So that was with Gemelin, who is the owner of the We
Oh,
Care.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say We Care just franchise. I don't know. She's just doing everything with her business right now. But she hosted her first annual community event, and it was just a group of different business owners. Everybody had their own business in different industries. And we all came out and just had a good time with each other. And part of it was playing different games. So they had like team building exercises. They had tug of war, which is hilarious because it was one business against another, and there's already a little competition there. So pulling each other to this, to the other side was pretty interesting. But we also had a kickball game, which I did participate in myself and almost lost my life, but it was fun.
What do you mean you almost lost your life?
It was hot. It was really, really, really hot. I think it was close to 100 degrees out that day.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm not normally a runner, but I ran a little bit to catch the ball, and it took me a little while, but I did it.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fun. I mean, it was really nice that she did that. She had everybody brought a little bit of food, and so we all kind of contributed to that. And then she went and cooked some stuff on the grill, and so it was good. It was a good way to kind of connect with like-minded people, and we're all trying to build and grow something. So there shouldn't be competition. We're all kind of working together in this world. There's enough people out here for all of us to get business.
Right.
That's kind of what that was about. Just
Yeah.
camaraderie.
Yeah, exactly. So tell for the people who don't know, since you are new, tell people about your business.
So I have been in the financial world for about 16 years. Recently, or I guess in the last 6 years, I've been independent, financial planner on my own. So I have my license in various insurance products as well as a securities license. I'm able to help people with retirement planning and kind of offer benefits that you would get normally if you were employed somewhere. Be able to offer that to you as an individual or as a small business owner. And just this past week, I actually just had kind of reached a pretty big milestone. So I'll be doing some rebranding because I have my business name, which is called La Vida Agency. But with that, in my world, you got to get a lot of stuff approved and all that kind of thing. So that's kind of being a hurdle that's held me back for a little while. So now I'm ready to move forward and rebrand and just kind of bring my services out to the world, and hopefully I can make a difference.
So what does Vida stands for?
Vida is in Spanish. It stands for life, but it also was my
I
mother's
missed it. I heard more.
So it's kind of a way to keep her legacy alive within my businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, over here in this world, basically what we've been doing is building up the studio. We were again waiting on our co-host here to get his podcast Central up, but in the meantime, we still have our little space here that I decided that we're going to keep for business purposes and things like that. But we'll also branch out and have a big set where people can actually rent out a place to do their podcast shows. So that's what Kurt is about to open up. And then another hand, he's a guest speaker coming up for a big event. And he's also launched the other half of Our Hero, which is really cool because we ended up talking late last night. I had a potential client for Our Hero that came into town from New York, and he wanted to hear all about the program. And so he just was blown away with me. And I'm like, how did you hear about me? He goes, girl, your name is like out there all over everywhere. And I'm like, wow, it's just amazing to see how we're growing. So for those, the two of you guys don't know, we had our show back in Texas 10 years ago. So we started out on Blog Talk Radio. And so our forte is interviewing celebrity guests. And we put up stage plays. And I am also an author. And in fact, that's how I met Aisha. Aisha was my makeup artist, you know, 2 kids ago. So we've been together that long, and I just claim her as my baby sister because she's been so supportive of me, and she makes sure that this is not me, but on promoting my books and things like that, she was the person to make sure that I didn't go out there looking any kind of way because I'm the person to wear a baseball cap and a ponytail. At any minute, at the drop of a hat, I got my ponytail going on and my baseball cap, and she's like, Miss Cammy, you can't keep doing that. You got to do something better. So Aisha is the one who helped my what do you call it? My image. She was my image consultant, and so she's been awesome. But going back to our history, we have worked with a lot of people like Shelly Garrett, the teams from Tyler Perry, Yarbrough and Peebles, Fred Hammond. Fred Hammond actually came to one of my plays. I mean, so we are very well connected. And on that note, my dad was the welterweight champion of the world back in the 60s. So we also have the sports people that we know a lot of sports people up front and in hand. Dallas Cowboys, grew up knowing a lot of those players and things like that. So we have come a long, long way, and we're still going. And now that we have the different movie studios from California actually giving us these actors and producers and writers to interview, that's even better on top of the musical aspect and the sitcom people that we interview. So our show has really took off, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it because the 101s, I mean, at first, well, I feel so sorry for my team. At first, the reason why we went back to this format was because we had the 101s and the celebrities would be on, and we had the guy from Tag Team on the show. And poor Foster, he's trying to keep up, and it's a scripted show, right? So we get questions from these celebrities so we don't ask the wrong questions. So they give us the questions to ask them to frame their interview. And so, the guy from Tag Team, of course, he didn't want, he just ask me any questions, ask me any questions. So poor Foster, who's never done this before, probably like you, Gisela, if I was to stick you up there, he's trying to figure out, okay, so how do I do this? How do I not just sit here and look stupid, And so I realized by us having all these different celebrities, some scripted and some not, it's kind of hard because Real Talk is just us having fun. It's us talking about the topics. It's us being able to bring to the forefront what we want to bring to the table, sort of like what you do, Rail. And that's what we do. I mean, if you run this show, you would be bringing to the table what you want to talk about and what you're comfortable with talking about. I'm comfortable talking about entertainment, and maybe some fashion things because of Cammy's closet, but that's what I'm comfortable with. Aisha, she can talk to you about makeup. She can talk to you about Brandon. She can talk to you about her readings, And then like Gisela, she has her financial aspect. She dresses to the T too. So I was telling her she could talk about fashion tips, Curtis the same way. He can talk about fashion in a male perspective, and so could Foster. And then we had Jay Beasy, who is so positive, so motivated, that his little words of wisdom help us, get through the week. And then we have Preston Taylor. And Preston Taylor is a sports buff from the rooter to the tutor. So he can talk about anything from the Dallas Cowboys all the way down to the Chicago Bears. I mean, he's just one of those well-rounded people. And that's our team, and that's our forefront team, not even to mention the people that we have in the background. So that's what this show originally brought to the table. And so that's why we came back to this format, to get everybody comfortable in what they want to talk about this week, or just to see what everybody else is doing, because it's a family type environment. So you guys feel free to chime in, Aisha, feel free to chime in if I'm missing anything.
No, you covered pretty much everything. Everybody brings their own flavor to the show and what it is. And we generally talk about like whatever's trending in the news and just life. We talk about life. That's what we do here. So And I haven't watched the news lately, so I can't really tell you what's going on. What is going on in the news? Has anybody watched anything lately?
Well, I can tell you that for whatever reason, the crime aspect is really high, especially in New York. And I'm wondering what's contributing to this. Is it because of what happened back in January, and you know the divide and conquer type thing that was going on with the presidential situation, or is it COVID? What's changed? These people are killing each other left and right. They're robbing each other. I mean, it's just even worse than it's ever been. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. What can we do to fix this? Can we even fix it? You know, are we going to have to start living our life in shelter, being scared? Um, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, if I may speak on it, because I've been living in big cities all my life. I've lived in New York. I actually lived in Dallas for a period of time too. I lived in Phoenix. I lived in several big cities, and what I've noticed, this hasn't just started. This has been going on for decades, and I believe it starts at home. To be honest about it, with the statistics, our black children can't even read above a fourth grade level. I believe we need to bring trades back to schools, bring trades, bring coding, like computer programming. We need to get our children, you know, get their mind off of this pain, because all this murder, all this killing, all this black on black, it's because of pain they had to deal with all their life, living in the hood, living in the ghetto. They don't know anything else. I think if they brought to learn other different things to keep their mind occupied, I think it'd be a lot less. I think it would definitely be a lot less. We need to bring trades, coding. We need to establish the bond, the mother-father bond with the child. We need to establish those in the beginning, because right now, when they grow up to be teenagers, they don't have it from home. Where are they going to get it from? They're going to get it from the streets. They get it from the
Right.
streets. Okay, peers teaching peers. What's that going to do? That's not going to grow anything. So right now, with the crime statistics going up and up and up, it's a battle zone. It's a war zone right now, and it needs to
Right.
stop. We need to stop it. We need to find ways to stop it. There's some other ways too, but we can stick on the child right now. We need more things in school. We need more programs. We need to get them more occupied instead of being bored. We need to get them out. We need to get them off the internet. We need to get them off these phones. We need to get them off television programming. We need to get them something that they can be more constructive.
Well, I mean, okay, so you're pointing out the needs, but in reality, is that really going to happen? Because this is the century that all this technology is in, and it's only going to get worse. It's not going to. There's no way they're going to regress. Back to, not being on these cell phones 24/7. They're not going to regress to, it's the modern age. You got either with it or you're not. So how would you? Give us a solution. How would you change that? What type of things, what steps do we as Americans or parents or neighbors, what can we do to change some of that?
I believe we need to bring back the village mentality. It takes a village. Everybody's trying to do a singularity, and we're seeing right now it might work for a minute few, but then with the rest, it might not work. We need to create that village mentality. We need to help each other now. It's so divisioned, right? It's so separate right now. What's left is right, what's right is left, what's right is wrong. Everybody has a problem with something. I think we need to bring back, helping each other out as a community. We need to bring out our communities together and not try to
Right.
step on people's necks to say, oh, I'm better than you. No, not necessarily. Everybody can come up together. Once everybody come up together, that makes the world go round.
Right. Well, I think one of the big problems is too, we're focusing just primarily on African Americans when we should be focusing on all of our children. It's not just our African Americans, it's not just our Hispanic Americans. It needs to be blanketed. And I think once we realize, it's not a division of these, those, we, she, it's not that. It's about all of us working together as a community. And I think once we understand that, it'd be an effort to make it happen, to get it back. Because keep in mind, segregation we got out of that, and now we're getting back into it.
And I agree 100%. I definitely agree. When we stop worrying about white, black, Asian as a race and worry about the human race, that's the race we need to worry about. Human race, and we all humans.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I don't know. I mean, anything that we can do. Well, hey, we got some our friends out there. Hey, Rozzy Roz. Hey, Brian. I forget about this the comment section. Hey, guys, thank you for tuning into the show. So yeah, but if we go back to again, what can we do to make it better?
I would think, we need to get our children occupied. So when we get a little money, we want to spend it. We want to spend it to have this is my stature, this is my image. I think sometimes right now we need to put money and invest our money into the land, get your land, get type of programs like, raising chickens, worm farm stuff, get the kids doing something different to, have them teach responsibility and learn responsibility,
Right.
instead of going out these streets and learning from the dope boys and the killers and things like that. Let me go ahead and buy my 88 acres of land and let me put some in this land so the children, when they bored, come here. We're going to do some pro farming, anything, it starts with the individual. Instead of we gotta put our money into helping instead of putting our money to, this is my image, I'm better than you. That's it. It's all me. I don't want to step on the next man's neck. It's time to, because and I understand you're saying everybody, every race is human, and I get it because I say it. But we also have to take responsibility of us as a Black community to say, you know what, we have to rise above all this. We have to stop making the excuses. If we're on a bottom totem pole on income, we're the lowest on income. What are we going to do about that? We have to make ourselves better. We have to educate ourselves more. We have to go look for. We have to find something. And I always do this. I always talk to somebody that's better than me, that's higher than me, because I want to learn from that. I want to learn from that person, Black, white, whatever. I want to learn from that person so I can help elevate myself and grow. I think we all need to start doing that as a community, as a human race. Period. Start learning from Start learning from your elders, because now that's going away. Our elders are going away, and now this generation is just trying to teach themselves. We need to get back into listening to our elders, and I don't see that a lot as it used to be.
Right. But I think at one point, where I don't know, it might be past y'all time, but I do remember there was a time when the grandparents was raising the grandkids, and that generation of parents were not responsible. So therefore you had the older reaching down to the younger kids. So I think somewhere in there with those parents that didn't take that responsibility, I think that's what broke the bridge, because I think they were, growing up. I know in my generation, we did have that village as you were talking about earlier. I know we had that village, but I don't think my daughter and my son had that village. And so I think that's the disconnection. I think that's why you see a lot of people the way they are now, because the people that had that disconnection now, the next generation, they don't give a crap. They'll pull out the gun and shoot you and you're done. They don't care. And so they don't want to work. Look at the situations right now. We have a lot of young people who just don't want to work, especially if it's going to be given to them.
They don't have that backbone. They don't have that backbone like back in the day. They don't have it. If we compare the generation now versus a generation back in the 1960s, they will look at us and just shake their heads in pity. If they had the same struggle now that they had in the 60s, we wouldn't make it.
I totally agree. Well, look who just walked into the house. Our very own Preston Taylor.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, we happy to have you here.
Oh, glad to be here.
So, what you got for us?
Well, where I want to start at today. Today, let's talk about some football. Since football's starting to start back up. Um, it's a lot of well, it's pressure on Cole Beasley to get vaccinated because of the virus, the Delta virus, and so he's an anti. Well, he don't want to get vaccinated.
Okay.
So what it is, and the NFL has put in a contract that if if their games are canceled because a team can't play, they're not going to play. They'll have a loss, and then they'll get fined. So they won't get a game check.
I read that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty serious. So now they're trying to get everybody vaccinated because in the NFL it's 14 teams that got 85% players that's vaccinated already. And it's 80, and then so they're saying it's 78% players that has one dose already too. So they're trying to make sure that everybody get vaccinated and stay safe and healthy this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, though, Preston? Do you think everyone should be vaccinated, or they should have their free will to not be vaccinated if they don't want to be?
Since you're starting to play with my money, get vaccinated. you play. Hey, if I'm getting a game check worth $20,000 and $20,000 a week, and I don't play that week, that person that didn't get vaccinated, he's going to be cut or something. Well, he's going to pay me out of his bank account.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a safety issue that everybody's trying to get across, but I mean, when they start talking about getting vaccinated, getting a shot, or losing money, I'm gonna get vaccinated.
Nice. Okay. I mean, I'm with you. I'm 100% with
Okay.
you. Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
bucking it. I feel like, I feel safer when I know that the people are vaccinated. And I know a
Yeah.
lot of people don't want to go there, Aisha. I know a lot of people don't want to go there.
You know how I feel about it.
But if it's going to help keep us safe, and I have to work with you. It's a
Yeah.
difference when you're not vaccinated and you're on your side of the table. But if I have to work with you and spit in your face while we play on that field,
Yeah.
bodily flu, you know what I mean? Yeah, I want to be safe. So I agree. I'm not
Exactly.
bucking this one.
I
And
guess my issue with it is there were 4 known cases right here in Dallas where people died and they were fully vaccinated from that new Delta. So when you have a different variant of a virus and you have vaccinations that come out prior to that, is it covering you? That's my issue. When it mutates, what you took prior is not going to cover what's new.
mm-hmm.
And they're still in the testing stage of this. So we're in fact kind of guinea pigs. You take that vaccination, it could be any possible result. So
Right.
with that, I don't feel good about it. I'm just being honest.
Well, yeah.
I don't.
And my take on it, I'm thinking, what was that person? What conditions did that person have before the
They were
vaccination?
full healthy. That's the thing. And this is coming
Mm-hmm.
from I have a friend that's a physician, and she has a group of colleagues that are also physicians. So I'm getting this data directly from doctors.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So
Well, I guess it's just like rolling dice. I mean, you may
right.
win, you may lose.
Right.
Yeah, Russian
Absolutely.
roulette with your life. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Gisela, how you feel about it? You quiet.
For a reason. I mean, there's so many different ways to look at this. I don't know.
And no one is wrong.
Yeah.
About your personal
We don't
preference.
know who's right or who's wrong right now. We're all just kind of guessing, like, is it going to work? It doesn't work. I hope it works. So, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, especially with a group like the NFL, to pick on where you want to come down strong on. And I don't know. It's just, it's a lot of,
Question.
Yeah. A lot of what ifs, but
Okay.
yeah.
Speak on
Okay,
it.
Preston. She's so cute.
It's real talk.
Yeah.
Okay, Preston, what else?
Well, we got we had the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Suns on what was it, Tuesday night. Was that Tuesday night? Yeah, I think Tuesday night. They won the championship, so I'm kind of
Nice.
disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed Chris Paul didn't win, but that's how it goes. So it's gonna be a hard time for him to try to win it next year because everybody's back next year. You're gonna got the Knicks back. You're gonna have the Lakers coming back. It's gonna be a lot of powerful teams coming back. Then so the guys are healthy, so it's gonna be hard for Chris Paul them to get back again.
Yeah. Well, they need to enjoy while they had a chance.
Yes. And
Preston,
in baseball too. Now I told you about after the All-Star weekend, everything
Yeah.
will start ramping up. So we're trying to push our Texas to get in some type of winning, but they're last in their division right now. So
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, Preston. I'm sorry for you. I'm a Mets fan, so my Mets is a whole generation of curses. So I get what you're saying. My squad has our whole team has been injured basically. Now the Grom injured. We basically have Band-Aids right now. I know we picked up Rich Hill from Tampa Bay, which is kind of weird to me because in Tampa Bay picked up Nelson Cruz. So I don't know if Tampa Bay is coming to mind.
right.
So I'm like, but Tampa Bay knows something we don't know. We picked up a 41-year-old left-hander. He has a great curveball, but then y'all picked up Nelson Cruz. What's going on? I'm kind of skeptical of being Rich Hill now. I don't know.
Well, hey, they said left-handers are hard to hit. So
My team in first place. The whole NL East is garbage right now.
Yeah.
With Braves, Acuna injured.
Right.
Nationals, Scherzer injured. Phillies, they get on my nerves. So, I watch every game. I watch every game, the Mets game, and sometimes I want to throw my whole TV somewhere.
Well, y'all in first place. I mean,
we on first place about 4 games though. But remember, look, our ace is injured. We're trying to find a 4th or 5th and 5th starter because after DeGrom, Stroman, and Walker, McGill's doing okay, but he's still new. Syndergaard is still injured. He's not coming back till September. Carrasco, we don't know nothing about him yet because he hasn't pitched for us yet.
Right.
Peterson is injured. He did a couple of good last games, and he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
Our bullpen are taxed. Before 3 games ago, we had to use our bullpen for 7 innings one game, 8 innings the next game. Mm-hmm. So our bullpen is taxed. Diaz is starting to become the Diaz of 2 years ago versus the Diaz of 3 years ago now. So we have a lot of question marks. Our hitting is better because remember, we had a minor league squad for like a month and a half.
Right.
Alonso's, after that home run derby, he's hitting home runs in the first inning again, like for 3 out of 4 games. So we're getting somewhere. It's just, it's a Mets fans. It's Mets fan problems.
Right. Right. But hey, you still got a few more games before you put them down there.
I would never put them down, but as long as we stop getting the rainouts, because we remember we had like 11 doubleheaders.
Oh yeah.
So as long as we can play straight games and consistency, I think they'll be all right. It's just they gotta be consistent.
Right.
Lindor, he's injured, and he has an oblique. That might take 2 months.
Hey, but you think the thing about them, they can play them double hitters because they don't do no practicing. All the practicing they do is in spring training. The rest of them, they all they do is play. They travel from city to city, have people take their bags to the buses or planes.
But you know what though?
And you can go get on a plane and fly out.
But you know what though? Okay, I can see that. This year 2 7-inning games because next year they're not doing 7 innings, they're doing 9 innings. But it's still a 162 game season. It's a grind.
Yeah, it's a grind.
The grind.
It's a grind, but baseball is the. If I tell you, if I had to do it all over again, I'd be playing baseball.
If I had to do it all over again,
Yeah.
I would have played baseball after, because I played little league, I played high school ball, and then I was just being young and dumb. But if I could do it all over,
Man, God, hey, baseball got two things going for them: money guaranteed, and they don't do no hard practicing.
Maybe I need to pay
hard
some
practicing.
baseball.
They don't do hard practicing. Come on, man.
Spring training.
Come on.
Hey, the hardest thing they do is try to keep it getting in trouble after the game.
Come on. Come on, man. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Which is harder? Catching a big football. Oh, it's right there. I can grab it. Or trying to get that little bat with that little ball throwing 100 miles an hour coming to you. Which one's harder?
That's the hand and eye coordination.
But which one's harder?
Well, it's hard swinging the bat. It's truly hard. Cause that football, you can catch it with both hands. But swinging that bat, hey, you swing that bat.
With football, you got all these big guys coming at you if you catch the ball.
Yeah, true.
But you can catch a football with one hand. You can't swing a bat with one hand.
No. Hey, you know what too? That wall hurts too for them outfielders.
Yeah.
Yep. And that baseball hurts too.
Yeah.
That baseball hurts too. Ask Kevin Pillar when he got hit with a pitch right there.
Oh yeah.
Broke his nose and everything.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I do it. I do baseball again though.
But let me ask you this question, because you were talking about the NBA Finals. Now I read about it. What do you think about Chris Paul just walking away without congratulating nobody? He did a LeBron basically. He walked away.
That was he shouldn't have done it, because he is the president of the NBA Players Association.
Right.
So that was out of character for him. He shouldn't have done that for one. For one, for the position you hold with the NBA. For two, you're a veteran player that you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, and you lost the big game. Still go congratulate those young guys who played the same game you played, but they just outplayed you. Even though you had a great game, but still, go congratulate those guys. It doesn't matter. I mean, you see how the coach went in and congratulate.
He congratulated the squad, hit the opposing squad.
No, I'm talking about after how he took a picture with Giannis after the game. They went and talked after the game. Congratulate him that way too. But he never did. He never did. I mean, I don't know, man. That's I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that for me personally.
I wouldn't do that either. That to me, look, you played a hard game. I know it's adrenaline. I know your feelings are hurt. I know your ego shot. I get it.
Right.
But have some respect, because if it was other turntables, you would want the team to come and congratulate you because you worked hard. You worked those 82 games. You worked those 4 playoff series. You deserve it. So give the respect back, because I know you want to be done to you.
Right.
So what about?
Brother? Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to ask a question. What about the Olympics?
Well, they had the ceremony last night, so I'm ready for it. Because they're starting up tomorrow tomorrow, the gymnasts. So we're going to see what they're going to start. How it's going to start working for us. And since our Dallas girl, she ain't out. I think Jamaica gonna take the relays.
Oh wow.
I hope that they are able to finish the Olympics, because I've been hearing talks and reading about it with the COVID spike in Tokyo. Because right now they're not doing it with fans. They're not having fans already. They might even cancel it.
And matter of fact, because from my knowledge, they took the U.S. is out of the bubble. They took them out of the bubble. So it's going, this COVID over there. I mean, because we already had about 10 players, I think. From each event has already been put out because of COVID, testing positive.
Oh, wow. And all those Americans or not?
Yes, no, from the U.S. I'm talking just from the U.S.
Oh, just from the U.S. Okay.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's no telling who what other countries may had positive tests too as well. So
To me, I know they want to do it. This is not a particular year they do it because it's not an even year. It's not every it was pushed out from last year. I think they should just cancel and do it next year.
right.
Because is it really the full Olympics what we're watching here? Is it the real full excitement, the full presentation, the full just there? I don't see it.
No, because everybody's scared of the COVID. Because you got some people who backed out of the Olympics too. So
Yeah.
so that's another thing too, because they don't want to go through the whole protocol of the trying getting another strain of the virus or whatever. So
Yeah. I don't know. Everything is tricky right now. Everything is up in the air. We're on the hamster thing. We're just kind of going with the flow. This is how it's supposed to be. Let's try to get it back to normal because that's the way it's been. And so you got a lot of people still scared, like we were talking about earlier. But you got to do your job.
right.
I don't know. That is something big to think about. Man.
Yeah, I think we try to open up too quick, and then half the people who didn't, get the vaccination. Hint, hint.
Myself. Never had it, never will.
Yeah. Haven't got the vaccination, and I think that's what kind of, I don't know. It's like I said, it's two stories to both sides, two stories to either side. So go get vaccinated.
So let me ask y'all a question, if y'all don't mind me. Wait, my thing was going crazy. Hold on. No, Siri.
What is your mother's name?
Whatever. Okay, sorry. Siri was trying to come at me. Anyway, let me ask y'all a question, because I know Texas was one of the first ones to open up everything. Do y'all feel that was a mistake? How is it going on out there? Because I'm not in Texas, so I have no idea at this time. But since Texas was one of the first ones to open everything up, how is it out there? How is the atmosphere? How is are people? Because the vaccines, the masks are politically. It's so political right now. It's not even funny, and we definitely don't got to talk about that because that's too deep in the rabbit hole. But how do y'all feel when Texas opened up? Was the first one to open up compared to now?
Well, it's only two in here, and that's from Texas right now. So what you guys got?
I see that the cases have gone down. I don't see much of a difference. People are still wearing their masks. Some are not. I think it really solely depends on the business. I think once this Delta comes into play, I don't know if that spread. I see maybe possibly shutting down again, but I don't feel like the cases have really spiked since we've opened up.
What about you, Preston?
It's too soon. We need it. It's still too soon to really know.
I didn't like the situation that he went and opened it up. For one, because everybody wasn't vaccinated. For two, I think he did it out of spite because one person told him, cause one person won something and his other friend didn't win. And he wanted to go against the person who won, because the person who won said, let's do this by June, July, whatever, said date, but to open up, slowly. But he went on, jumped the gun, and did it 2 to 3 months early. So I think it was a political thing. To me, it was a political thing because he since every governor got their own, could do whatever they want to do their state. So he wanted to go ahead and open up, be one of the first, follow. I think it was Arkansas who opened up as one of the first. And then he piggybacked, just like some more stuff going on. But that's another conversation.
Well, that too, and then money, they're still trying to stimulate the economy. So they are going to open back up in the interest of money, making sure that these businesses stay open. And then also there are future plans of things that are going to be coming to Dallas. We will be getting a casino in the future. So, in the interest of money and stimulating the economy and bringing things back, they are going to open up so that way we don't fall all the way through. So I can see, a lot of it's money motivated.
Yes, it is money motivated.
Mhm.
And,
Well, and I see that happening here too, don't you, Gisela?
Yeah.
I do know that they are planning on opening up a casino here as well, and she's a financial advisor, so I know she sees a lot of different aspects of I see people blowing money, and again going back to the people not wanting to work, because the stimulus money and the unemployment money, but that plays out in September. So I'm anxious to see what's going to happen after September.
Where y'all, if I may ask, where y'all located?
Virginia.
We're in Virginia.
Oh, are you talking about a casino in Danville?
No, Norfolk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
because
here.
I know they go. I think in a couple years going to open one up in Danville because they had already. Because I'm about like half out from Danville, so I saw they have already like job postings and stuff for a casino in Danville.
Wow.
Yeah.
So maybe that's America's problem solver. Put a casino in
yeah,
every state.
Cause Oklahoma taking all the
Okay.
money from Texas.
Right.
I was going to say, so when I come back to Texas, I don't have to go to WinStar to go gambling now. There's only
No.
one.
Downtown.
Right. So I guess they see because it's a lot of Texas in Oklahoma at Winstar.
But Cammie, I want to piggyback on something you just said just now. You were talking about when September. Well, if they don't extend it another month with the rent moratoriums and stuff like that. When that goes away, I think it's going to be another divide. Because how is people going to pay? Now, I know some that had the money and didn't want to. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones who legitimately struggled. And now they still can't pay their landlords, and now they're going to get kicked out. That's the ones I'm worried about a lot because
Well, that goes back to what you had mentioned earlier about the crime spiking. I don't know if you remember, Cammie, in the show, I predicted a lot of violence and everything will be going on as a result of COVID. When people when their backs are against the wall, they're going to do things out of the ordinary to get money and to find resources for their family. So it's going to be a lot of violence and a lot of things that are going to be spiking as a result of the economy failing.
Right.
So there's going to be more of that. And it's unfortunate, but that is what's to come. And I predicted it. I think maybe our third or fourth show. It was a while back. I talked about this. So
well, and the crazy thing is that's it's coming to light. However, it's still there's no solution. Again, what can we do? What can we do to be safe? Are we going to go back into those old days where you can't do anything without being fear of being robbed, or it's going back to those days.
And bringing a casino right now into Norfolk,
It's not going to help us.
It's not going to help either.
I totally agree with you.
What's going to happen is there will be a lot of people that are already going to be in the mindset of going back to old school living. And there'll be a collective number of people that are going to be going back to old school living, farming and doing things on your own. So when the resources and everything start to dry up, when things start to change and people get in desperation mode, their mindsets will also change to adapt to the current environment. So you will see that in the future, there'll be groups of people starting their own communities because the government resources are not going to be in place the way they are now. So
so that goes back to my fear of divide and conquer. So now, if you're saying, people are going to be doing their own, so what's to stop the government? And I know we don't want to talk about government on the show, but what's to stop the government for starting their own United States of America? What's to stop the person who felt like the election was rigged to start up his own.
Well, Texas had already tried to do that once before,
I was
right?
about to say, we already tried that.
Yeah, we tried that.
Mhm.
Stop trying to succeed.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. How you gonna try to become your own country?
You
Seriously?
know what? Y'all was part of 7. But if I may speak on the division and everything with the crime rate, and I know a lot of people might not like what I'm about to say, but what I see in the real world, I have to say it. When all of this is, 2 things. One, are they comparing 2021 to 2019 or 2021 to 2020? Because if you compare 2021 to 2020, everybody was home. Of course, it's going to spike. That's like right there. That's like common sense. Now, if they're comparing it to, the last full year of being quote unquote normal, I'd rather look at it that way versus 20 versus 21, because it's going to be, anybody can make a narrative on what they want. But number 2, I know everybody want to defund the police. I never liked that. I never liked that statement, because the communities need the police. They try to put the police as one big thing as racist and things like that. I don't think so. Do they got some knuckleheads in the departments? Yes. We kick them out.
Right.
But it's going to be where we're going to need. Now people are saying, well, we shouldn't defund the police anymore. Well, of course not, because now the cops are scared to do anything. Cops, well, if I do this, I'm going to be labeled this. But the criminals don't care. The criminals are not going to oh, okay, well, they defunded the police. We can, be good now. No, they're going to take full advantage.
Of course.
So I think we need more cops on the street. We need to fund them more. We need to fund them more. Put them out there, because the criminals are not going to fear anything until they get feared, and they need to be, they need to be feared. It's this world right now is such a sensitive. Well, America is so sensitive right now. It's to where the normal is now the exception, and the exceptions became the norm.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stop crime, how do you stop crime?
Yeah.
Well, and I think we need to get back on that.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, Texas about to go up after September 1st with the crime.
What they doing?
Texas about to go up because the government, our government just passed that open carry law for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? All the crimes gonna go up.
So cowboys and Indians back in Texas, huh?
Well, I don't mind.
Course.
I don't mind the open carry for law-abiding citizens, but the thing we need to worry about is how we're going to get the guns away from the criminals, because they're trying to make laws. They're trying to make laws for universal. You can't do that, because now you want to take away something from law-abiding citizens. How are you going to do it from the criminals?
Well, again, like we said, it's about money for us.
Absolutely.
Because who's coming to Texas now? The what is that? The NR whatever, the gun deal.
Ain't they bankrupt? Ain't NRA bankrupt though?
They coming to Texas.
Is that how they're gonna make their money?
Opportunity here. That's all they're seeing.
Yes. Yes. As soon as they went to did the bankruptcy deal, so they was leaving whatever, and what happened? He put that in play.
Well, they're not gonna go to California.
Hey, Richardson, Texas, McKinney, Plano, somewhere over there. I bet you.
Oh wow, up that area.
Yeah. Because everything always moving out to Plano, Frisco area.
I would have said Wichita Falls.
Way out.
Yeah.
JB just told everybody hi. I just told him to log in, but so.
Hey, JB.
Hey, JB.
So going back to the whole situation again, though, it's gonna get bad. And how are we gonna make sure we're safe? What are we gonna do when all this is into fruition?
You have to have a level of faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really boils down to your level of faith and thinking positively and using your intuitive mind to guide you to make the right decisions. And that's just in life, period, you know.
Right.
And really it's all about chance, you know. Life is not guaranteed. And it is what it is. It's just a part of it. You
Right.
know, you don't know what's going to happen one day to the next.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, people are just stealing for no reason. They're beating people up for no reason. I mean, it's just crazy how things are circling out. And like I said, when that stimulus go away and that unemployment go away, what's going to really happen?
Oh, it's going to be worse. Right
Oh
now,
yeah.
where I live in Greensboro, I see, I do see a lot of homeless people already. When I was living in Phoenix, I see a lot of homeless people already. I remember when I was living in Dallas, but it was about, 5 years ago, last time. I think it was a Fort Worth. Y'all have like an underpass, and I
Uh-huh.
saw like the camps and stuff. So you have that 5 years ago. I can only imagine what's going to happen in a few months or by the end of the year.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's going because Lancaster. I mean, Lancaster and Fort Worth. I don't know if anybody. Well, as they say in Dallas, Lancaster, but it's Lancaster and
Lancaster.
Fort Worth.
Yes, Lancaster. Not Lancaster. It's Lancaster.
It's Lancaster and Fort Worth. But Lancaster is it has a lot of homeless people too. They got the Union Gospel where they go in and just like in Dallas where they go in and stay. But I ride down there every day, and it's getting more and more congested down there.
Wow.
And with inflation, prices going up, housing's going up,
Mm-hmm.
income's not going up.
Gas is going up.
So
Yeah.
$3 and something a gallon now. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's going up.
I know I was spiked up too for a little bit. Then it went back down by 5 cents maybe. I think it's like 271. No, I'm sorry, 274 right now.
Okay.
wow, I wish I could have those gas prices. See, we don't have the oil
Right.
fields over there. So
Right. I'm like, it cost me
and over here,
$40 to fill up my car today.
and
Oh
over
wow.
here, I have to use 93 octane, so I can't go for the cheap price.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's coming, and we just have to embrace ourselves, and also have to open up our hearts to the people who actually need the help, and that's the thing that differentiates the ones who are just riding the system opposed to those who really need the help. Because again, we're offering jobs to people. We had a job fair at the mall, and we had a low turnout.
Oh
And we had the
really?
shipyard actually trying to recruit people to make good money on the shipyard, and we had a low turnout. I mean, they just didn't come. So
Mm-hmm.
what can you do about it? Not much, not much.
And I
So
think every state has a rent relief program too. So if anybody is in that situation, then they need to take advantage of that because the government did give money out for people to apply. So if it was a valid reason that you weren't able to have that income during that time and you're behind on your rent, apply for those programs and get the money because it's there. So I would say definitely take advantage of some of the stuff
yeah,
that is there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
because that's true too, right, Gisela? Because they're getting ready to start evicting people out
Oh
Mm-hmm.
if
yeah,
they hadn't already started.
it extended to the end of this month, so they
Yeah.
haven't extended it yet. So after July 31st, yeah, the eviction court's going to be slammed.
Mhm.
I I
Wow.
I think they extended Texas, didn't they?
It's till July.
It's to
Yeah,
July.
July.
Okay, because I thought they did. I thought they did something, sign a new bill to extend it out
The
for Texas.
CDC extended it, which is funny. The CDC they extended it to
Oh
the end of this
really?
month.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh wow. Because I know it. Talking to people around here in Fort Worth that they saying we still got a lot of money for assistance
Mhm.
for the housing department, and nobody's taking advantage of it.
Yeah,
So
I know
Why do
Virginia
you think?
does.
Why
I
do you
believe
think
it's because
so?
there's a lot of red tape involved in receiving that. So One thing I remember is when we had our storm in place, yeah, they're saying on the news, oh yeah, we sent in FEMA to help, but there's a lot of red tape with using some of those government resources, and you have people who probably don't have a high education level, can barely read, and don't meet all of the qualifications to be able to get those resources. So even though they're there, doesn't mean everybody will actually qualify for it. And so then you have this money just sitting somewhere. Where is this money going?
Right.
you know
And then again, we're gonna have to look. Money ain't free. So what we're giving, we're gonna have to give back tenfold. The stimulus. Oh, you don't gotta pay it back. You're right. Maybe not us looking, but we're gonna have to pay that back eventually. They haven't talked about that debt yet, that $1 trillion debt yet. They haven't talked about it yet. But with the Democrats, that's what they talk about. So it's coming soon. It's gonna come soon. So when the taxes are raised, I don't want nobody to complain. That's what y'all want.
What? Yeah, because that what is that? That grant money they was giving to businesses.
The PPP loans that people are going to jail for because
they already going to get some folks.
Yeah.
Oh, the government give it to you. Yeah, they give it to you. Once they check them records. Oh, nah, you fraudulent, buddy. Let's talk.
Yeah. I know there's a few people in Fort Worth that got it. They got $40,000 to $50,000, $60,000.
Wow.
I got family members who did it, and I just laugh.
If for the people who have gone through and legitimately were granted that money, there was, and I read some of the documents on that. It's only a grant if it only turns into a grant or becomes a grant resource if you follow the criteria to be able to get it forgiven. So it's still it still presents itself as a loan. So unless you've met that criteria to be able to get it forgiven, a lot of people aren't understanding what comes along with that. And so they're just getting this money thinking, oh, okay, I'm just going to take the money and go. Well, you haven't read the fine print. You haven't kept your records or done everything that you needed to do in place to have this money.
Right.
And they're finding themselves in jail.
So now what they do though, so what they doing though, this is what they do. Somebody, hey, I can go ahead and get you approved for this PPP. You just give me about 4 Gs. Okay, that's the first step. And then the second step, hold on, now we got to go ahead and give you the paperwork now so it becomes that grant. That's how they do it, but then they get caught.
Why people can't just do it the right thing? Why do we always got to find something to get around? That's terrible. What about people who really need it?
You want to know why?
Businesses that's trying to make it happen. Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's not visual. They're just signing things. So when you sign things, you think, okay, they're not gonna ever see my face. It's just whatever. I don't care that you know my social. You're not gonna see me. If it was something that you have to go into a branch or go into somewhere physically, I bet you they won't do it. Think about it. If you was a criminal and you want this money, you can just sign stuff and mail it and come back. But versus you have to go into a building and show yourself. You think they're going to do it?
No.
Especially if my intentions are not right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you have those people that are misleading others. You have the people aren't taking responsibility for their own actions. They're allowing someone to do the paperwork for them, but what they're not understanding, as soon as you sign your name on the dotted line, you are responsible. You are financially responsible for that. So and you're subject to criminal prosecution. You have agreed to commit a crime if you are falsifying documents, and they're not understanding that part. Oh, well, this person did it for me. No, you did it. You signed
it. Is your social security number on there or theirs? Yours? Well, guess what? It's on you.
Right. Right.
And meanwhile, they got the 4,000 and they're free and clear because their name is not tied to it.
Yep.
Right. And that goes with the same people with the taxes. People that do taxes wrong. They want your money, but they added somebody else's house onto your taxes. It's like, how do you think you're going to get credit for that?
I can't even say nothing about that because that happened to me, and I didn't even know about it until I got a tax. I'm like, what is this and why is it coming to me? And then I asked that person about it. And then when I did and this was back in the day, then I did my research. Oh, he ain't put none of his in. Nope, he don't even have a tax ID number to put. Oh, yep, it's all on me now. I had to learn that lesson. So yeah.
It happens. It happens big time.
Mhm.
And it's like, what can you do? Can't do nothing but pay it, because guess what? You signed it, and the money looked good when they told you what you were going to be getting back. So, hey, shame on you for not, figuring it out.
I was young and dumb. I thought it was legit. I was like, okay, cool. That was everything legit. Yeah, but it's okay. You know what? I blame myself, because you know what? I should have did my due diligence first.
Right.
Well, now, again, you were young and you were counting on someone else who you thought had your best at heart. So that's
kind of
understandable.
happening with those PPP loans, is that they've been giving bad advice, and a lot of them are the younger groups that are just like, hey, you can get this money if you have a business, and
It doesn't work that way.
If your business not legitimate, just because you have a ID for your business, okay, there's other things that come to that. That's not going to say how many employees you got, blah blah blah.
what
So
payroll.
you count on that SIN or EIN number. That's not going to do nothing for you. You might get it because you're fluffing it, but when they do the audits, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, guys, we're over our time. Actually, this was great. I love going back to the old format, making it happen. Us being here, chilling together as a team. Want to thank you, Rel, for being on the show. We invite you to come back whenever you want to. The door's open. Thank you, Mr. Taylor, for you showing us your bald head there. Yeah, you got
Look.
I always give Preston a hard time.
Talk about the Ballhead Nation. The BHN. We're gonna call it the BHN.
It's a new thing that's out there. I used to tell them you can put some glue on there and put my wig on there.
Oh, you know what they do? They make
wow.
those Bill.
All right, Gorilla. You gonna try Gorilla Glue next? You gonna put on some Gorilla Glue too?
We've done that one already.
Wow.
Okay, guys. Until next week, right here on SKST Radio, we will see you then. Come back with your topics, and also please give us your comments. We will invite you to be a part of what we're doing, and you guys be blessed. Till next week. Y'all have a good one.
All right.
Thank you.
See y'all. You have a good week.